Hello, everybody. This is Bill Vernon, your Keller Williams agent for the Central Texas area. And we are here to do our monthly update on what is going on in certain markets in our area. And the one we're going to talk about now is the Temple Belton area. And we got a lot to talk about in this video, so let's get started. So the first thing we're going to do is look kind of at a 30,000 foot level. We're going to look at interest rates and what's going on with interest rates. And I looked at interest rates of mid-December and what is going on now today. And we'll see the 30-year is at 3.0 and the 15 was at 2.25 back mid-December. Guess what it is now? 30 years at 3.625. And the 15 is at the 2.8. And let's, I'm not going to get into a lot about interest rates and whatnot. You need to watch upcoming episodes. We're going to meet a fabulous person that we're going to talk to probably once a week in the future. And she is going to be our expert in all things interest rate lending, etc. So we'll let her talk more about all the impact of all this stuff. Other than what I'm going to tell you is, as a buyer, you're potentially not going to be able to buy as much house. And therefore, as a seller / homeowner, guess what? Now that is an interesting conversation. One guy has told me that I listened to pretty much. He goes, hey, Bill, what's going to happen is we're going to not really see prices drop that much. What we're going to see is fewer transactions. And what some other people are telling me is people are going to have to come to a choice of dropping their prices so that people can buy them. And because their buying power is going to be limited. So we're going to see which of those two fabulous theories will work out. Now let's get into the statistics of the market. Again, we're talking about Temple Belton, but what I wanted first go to is the Clean Temple Housing Report for 2021. In other words, this is a year end, what happened in 2021 versus 2020. And so we're going to look at that. And again, this is kind of interesting because it's to get this housing report in a year. That's where we got to look at is Clean Temple, but it kind of will, as we're talking about some of these other things, you're going to see what's going on and kind of be able to measure it. Let's go to 2021 price distribution. The big one area was the 200 to the 299.999. You're a dollar off from 300 grand. That was 3.95. That was the biggest distribution of price. The next one is the 100 grand to the 1999.9999. Okay, 200 grand. That was 31.8. And so those are the two areas. Anything in our luxury area, which would be like probably about 400 grand and higher, that was about 6% of the market, which, by the way, was roughly the same in the Waco market area, actually the Waco itself. And so that was kind of interesting to me. The median price was $225. That was up 18.4 compared to 2020. Active listings was down almost 50% at 49.4 active listings, which is kind of very mind-blowing. And we'll talk a little bit more about that later. Closed sales were up almost 10% at 9.8 over 2020. Now, this is what interesting. That figure is not 8,599 transactions or closed sales for the year. Days on market is 26, days to close 37 for a grand total of 63, which actually is a very, very small number. And we're talking about relative. You're going to see 69, 70 in some other markets. That gives us a total of half a month of inventory. As you all know, I'm into the absorption rate. Compared to 0.7, it was 0.6. In 2020, it was 0.7. It's not a big change right there. Another thing that we need to kind of start looking at is that number. Now, this is what was interesting, and I pulled this January to January. Is in January 2020, we had 478 on the market. Now we got 162. So the market is still very constrained. Do I see some big correction in our market? And the answer is, even if interest rate take off, which is going to happen, we don't have that much inventory. It's just not out there. And so we need to kind of think about that. So let's go to Belton. This is December 2020 statistic. The price distribution, the big one was in the 200 to 300. That was 37.5 with 20.8. Above that from the 300s to the 400s is 20.8. Then on either side of 100 to 200 and 400 to 500, both come in at 12.5%. So that's the price distribution. The average price for last December was $297.5, which is 3.1% increase over 2020. Now, again, something I'm going to start kind of watching is expireds. And expireds in December of 2020 were 4. Expireds in 2021 is 5. So there's not a big difference there. Active listings is 150% over 2020, December 2021 over 2020. Now, we have currently 32 units for sale in Belton. The actual closings were flat from 2021 to 2020 to a number of 24. Average days on market, remember this. You remember how we were talking? It was 63 as much as I think it was 68 in Waco area. It is 53. So 19 days on market. You're in there for 34. That is 61 days less than in 2020. And the months on inventory, we'd be out of houses in 0.7 compared to 2022. This is interesting. 0.3. That's interesting. We need to kind of watch that in our next month. Let's go to Temple Housing Report. In December 2021, the sweet spot of the bat, as you all know if you watch this channel, is 45.3. Is between 200,000 to the 299,999. That is 45.3%. The next largest group is the 300 to 399,999, which is 20.5%. So that's where we're at. Now, the medium price is 262, which is increased by 24.8 over December 2020. Expireds were 5 versus 7 in December of 2020 to 2021. Active listings are down 35.2%, which is 57. What is interesting in December of 20, or currently is, guess what number? 57. I don't know. If you're into numerology, I don't know what that means. Closed sales down 1.5% at 128. We got days on market 19, which is similar to Belton, but however, the days to close are 45, giving us a grand total of 64. 12 days less, though, than December 20. With the months on inventory 0.4, it was 0.6 in December 2020. So, as we can see, we still have a very competitive market, and I'm not seeing any craziness going on right now. However, I want to put this out. I love this. earned these gray hairs for a reason. What happened 2 years ago? And I just find it very interesting that we don't realize there are a lot of forces out there that are really at work. And to keep up with this, don't forget to subscribe to this channel. You can always reach out to me about specific stuff that's going on in your area. And by reaching out to me, I mean, you can call me. My phone number is 254-495-5661. Or you can email me at bill@i35realty.com. If you really want to know about your locale specifically, you can reach out and we can send you quarterly reports. If you're a buyer, and this is a time you need a tough negotiator to help you out and watch out for you, reach out. We have some the success team that we have at the I-35 Realty. Make sure that you get your goals met. In fact, we were having this discussion that is should versus must discussions. And we look forward to talking to you soon. See you next month on this subject. And of course, stay tuned for other great subjects on real estate.